So last time we talked, Gwyneth Westwood, the founder of My Not So Berry Challenge, introduced her alien baby mother, Tanisha Stallings, at a dinner at her Windenburg estate, taking a day off of work for some self-care and some quality time with her cheating, backstabbing fiancé, Joseph Bastianich, the next day. And she wasn't done with the self-care just yet. She would be treating her daughter and our heir, Rosalie Bastianich, to a day at the spa. They went around sunset. Right after Rosalie finished her homework, Gwyneth had rarely spent any time with her daughter after she aged up to a teen. She was always with friends, and then there was their fight. But that's just the unfortunate side of raising a teenager. She still loved her daughter to the moon and back. She was curious about what her teen life was looking like these days, and that's when Rosalie mentioned Jaquan Scruggs to her mother for the first time. Gwyneth was surprised to know that Rosalie already had a love interest, but she wasn't shocked. Her daughter is beautiful, however. She thought that if she were going to get romantically involved with anyone, it would have been Finley. Either way, she was happy for her. Joseph. No. Is the massage therapist all right? He got up and is going right back to work. I'm sure this is breaking several workplace laws. Gwyneth and Rosalie enjoyed their massages, both of them staring soullessly at the ground for the entire duration of it. And right as the therapists were bringing out the hot stones and oils, there was a ruckus. Serial Oliver Matthew Briggs is working at the spa and is now dying from laughter. Rosalie, a man just died. This isn't the best time to worry about your vanity. After their massages, they headed back into the locker room to freshen up and talk about what they should do next, all while the spa's staff was grieving over the loss of their co-worker upstairs. Gwyneth and Rosalie couldn't be bothered in the slightest. LMAO. The mother-daughter duo headed to a food stall not too far from the spa and bought some fresh pastries, enjoying them as they talked on the bench. Gwyneth wanted to know more about this Jaquan Rosalie was speaking of. She told her as much as she knew about him, which honestly wasn't much. But she told her mom what he looked like, what his interests were, and his traits that she knew of. She really liked him. Gwyneth was very happy for her daughter, but encouraged to take things slow. She just became a teen, and maybe she shouldn't be so quick to focus on one guy that she barely knew. That also reminded her, if Rosalie was going to get involved with boys this early on, they were going to have a really uncomfortable conversation soon. They headed back home to find little Bella on the monkey bars. Gwyneth hadn't seen her all day and wanted to catch up with her as well. She asked her how she felt about her alien mother, Tanisha Stallings, and what she thought about last night's dinner with her. Bella was super happy to have seen her mum. She wanted her to come over more often and for the three of them to do more stuff together. Gwyneth could definitely make that happen. Bella, if your asthmatic ass doesn't just breathe. This is embarrassing. Please don't laugh at me. But I failed to realize that in order for elements to be counted as part of the collection, you have to send them to the Geo Council first. I have been holding onto several elements this entire time when I could have sent them away. I know. The two played with speckles for a bit before Gwyneth headed inside, changed, and met her fiancé, Joseph Bastianich, upstairs for a friendly round of chess. Gwyneth finally had the life she'd been dreaming of for so long. She was excelling in her career. The love of her life was sober. She was friends with Tanisha, and her beautiful daughters were happy and healthy. She was feeling happier in this moment, playing chess with her fiancé than ever before in her entire life. She was so happy that everything worked out in her favor. She was so happy that she finally had the life she'd always dreamed of. And it was almost like Joseph had been reading her mind, because, out of the blue, he brought up how they never had that wedding that they wanted to have when Rosalie was a toddler. After everything they've been through together, Joseph thought it was finally time to make things legal and for the two of them to get married. He wanted Gwyneth as his wife. He wanted her name to be Gwyneth Bastianich. He wanted them to really be a family. Gwyneth was taken aback. She'd been dreaming of this forever, but for some reason, felt a bit skeptical about being legally tied to Joseph. I mean, she trusted him, didn't she? Or, at least, wasn't she supposed to? He's sober. He hasn't slipped up up. He provides for the family and is an overall good dad to Rosalie. He even adopted Bella. They were living together. She'd killed for him. They're basically already married. What was a piece of paper? Gwyneth said yes, she would love to finally marry Joseph. She was ecstatic. She was going to be a wife. She was going to be Mrs. Bastianich. The two decided that they would elope in Tartosa with just their two daughters and Tanisha next Friday, just 9 days away. Gwyneth couldn't wait. This was finally time for them to completely start over from scratch, to let the past be the past and get started with the pure love and happiness. And yet, she had no clue about what the supposed love of her life is hiding from her. And he was planning on visiting that little secret tomorrow for her birthday.